Hey Joe, I'm Chase with Salesforce. How are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for meeting with me today. Do you mind if I take notes?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, great. Here is my business card.
Okay.
It has my personal number, my work number, and my email address. So you're more than welcome to contact me if you ever have a question.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, thanks again for taking time to meet with me today. I know that you're extremely busy, but I think we have about 20 minutes to speak. Is that correct?
Yes, that is.
Okay, I'd like to go over my agenda for this meeting so you can see where I'm going. Feel free to interrupt me if you have any questions about anything that I might bring up. So I talked with Bobby the other day at the Florida-Georgia game in Jacksonville, and we got to talking about DOG and your role as the president at DOG.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so first I want to get to know more about you and DOG in general. I want to figure out what your needs are and try to match up what we have at Salesforce and how we can help you. And then afterwards, we can see if we can come to an agreement and see what the next steps are in the process.
Okay, perfect.
So I understand that you're the president, but is there anyone else that needs to be in the meeting, or do I just need to speak with you?
Well, of course, I'm going to have to consult some people to see if this is the right route for us, but for right now, I'm good. Yeah.
Perfect. Let's get started because I know you're busy. DOG sounds like a great company. I know you've been in business for about 11 years and have already been generating millions of dollars in sales and in maintenance in each of the past couple of years. And your revenue is growing at about 3.5% per year. I understand that DOG is one of the fastest growing maintenance and cleaning service companies in the Southeast. Yeah, so I can only imagine how busy you are as the president of the company and how little time you have on a day-to-day basis. What's your daily task that you'd say is your biggest priority?
The biggest task I have on a daily basis is definitely to ensure that this company is running as smoothly as possible. That means I'm dealing with managers of our Salesforce teams, our maintenance teams, and our Duluth, Augusta, Nashville, and Jacksonville offices, to make sure that the systems that we have in place are the most efficient and most effective at helping us increase the value of the company. Because if they're not performing to the best of their ability because of the program, then DOG is just not making as much money as we should be. And as president, the more efficient the sales team can work, the more money DOG can make, the better our company looks and the better it reflects on me.
I completely understand. So when I spoke with Bobby, he said that y'all might be having some issues with the current programs and are trying to overhaul your entire account client management system with an all-inclusive sales and territory tracking system, and he thought I might be able to help. He said you guys are using an outdated program that's not very capable of tracking the sales team's activities and your client data. Can you tell me a little bit more about how the current system you have works? I heard Bobby's side, but I definitely want to hear your side as well.
Absolutely. So for me, in my perspective, one component of our system is for our sales team and deals more with managing our data with the clients that have used our service in the past, and make sure that we keep our service records all in one place. Helps our sales team reach out to our past clients for the hopes that they'll ask for our service again. There's more for our maintenance group to ensure that they go to the correct buildings and do the correct maintenance that is asked of us. So we offer services of once or twice per week, once every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or also just monthly. We also clean the inside and outside of the windows. So it's important that we know what each client is asking of us and that we do it correctly.
Yeah. What effect does the speed and efficiency of your current system have on your employees?
I've definitely heard my employees complain a lot about how difficult it can be, and I know the issues will with it take a lot of time out of their day.
Yeah, that makes sense. One thing that Bobby mentioned is that y'all have had some issues with interdepartmental collaboration because of an outdated manual tracking system. So I've heard there's a little disconnect with that.
Absolutely. I'll be honest, there's definitely some breakdowns in communication and uniformity, but at the same time, we've experienced so much growth, especially in the last couple of years.
Yeah, and congratulations on that growth. That's really impressive. Do you think there will need to be more collaboration between departments as you guys grow?
Yeah, thank you, first of all. We're still doing well. While maybe a little inefficient, we're still generating a lot of sales, but there definitely will need to be more collaboration as we increase in size.
Another thing that he mentioned when we were talking is that y'all have had trouble trying to figure out where DOG is in the marketplace. How could being able to figure out market trends faster optimize DOG as a whole?
I think that having access to that faster would be extremely beneficial to our success. I'm thinking that we could definitely increase our revenue by about 10% and maybe even go after more clients and also create some more jobs.
Wow, that can make a real difference and even bring more attention to DOG as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely help our sales and visibility for the company.
Yeah, how do your sales managers feel about using this outdated manual tracking system for their sales reps? I know if it's difficult for you, then I can only imagine how they feel.
They're definitely frustrated because they have to report to their bosses who then have to report to me about how everything is going. It's been hard for them to figure that out, and it's been frustrating for me to see us not be as effective as we should be. The manual tracking system is definitely creating some overlap of accounts. And it's making it harder to tell who is and is not being contacted. There's definitely a breakdown in communication where we are and where we're standing, and we've lost time each week trying to track all that we've done and to determine where we are in the market. But yeah, I think they would just describe it as inefficient.
Yeah, I understand that.
So our managers are constantly coming to me saying that we gave the wrong service to one of our clients, and it's angering our clients because they aren't receiving what they asked for. It makes me and the company look incompetent with what we do because I'm supposed to give the tools to the company in order for them to do their work efficiently and correctly. We definitely need to prevent that from happening in the future.
Yeah, I know that a big part of why DOG is so successful is because of the service that you provide is an above average service in comparison to other maintenance and cleaning services. And people choose your service over your competitors because of the quality of work that you do. Do you think that having an inefficient system might hurt your brand because your service people are going to the incorrect places or doing the incorrect service, and people might start thinking less of DOG?
Yes, our brand image is a huge part of our success because of the quality of our work, and people are starting to think of DOG as a luxury service provider. I do think that our current system could be harming our potential growth, and it's definitely a huge concern that our name could potentially lose value.
Definitely. I've actually seen businesses that we've worked with in the past couple of years experience this, and their president was not happy with this either, and I can only imagine how you feel as well. How do you think this dissatisfaction with the tracking system affects your sales manager's productivity or even your productivity? I know you were just saying that it takes you forever just to figure out where DOG is as a whole.
Yeah, you're so right, and there definitely is a decline in productivity. I probably can't quantify that right now, but there definitely is this breakdown in communication and this inefficiency in our systems and overall employee dissatisfaction, which in turn causes a decrease in productivity that is costing us some amount.
I did see that with a little bit of research that you had $48.6 million in revenue in 2015, which was 3.5% higher than the previous year, which is unbelievable seeing how young of a company you are. But now I see your projected $51 million in 2017. So even though you are generating incredible sales, they are starting to decline now. So do you think that this decline in revenue projections could be due to the disorganization of the tracking system that you're currently using?
Well, I'd love to tell you that it's not the reason, but I would say that we are very conservative in our projections. We look at market conditions to estimate those projections, and because of that, some fall shorter than others. But yes, that definitely does have an effect on our growth projections. We are growing, but the reason I took this meeting with you today is that I see that we are trying to put in a new system to continue that growth.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm definitely glad I'm here. My biggest thing is that I love helping other people while helping myself. So if I can help you in any way, that's extremely important to me. I'd like to pry a little deeper if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you lost any clients as a result of these inconsistencies with the data, inputting it and having overlapping client issues?
I hate to say it, but yes, we definitely have. The most recent example would be that we just lost a couple of our clients in our Jacksonville market. A lot of our revenues come from repeat business from our clients who think that we've done an outstanding job with their office building. So losing one client is a big loss of revenue, but losing a couple really does hurt our business.
Is there any way you could quantify that account?
I would probably say that it's around $1 million a year.
And you know what? This stuff happens. This isn't just a one-time thing. I've seen this happen to a few different companies where these inconsistencies in tracking client data occur, and it seems so minimal, but it actually does have such a huge effect. So backing away from that, how are you investing in DOG today to ensure the growth and revenue that's wanted by the shareholders?
Well, that is a great question. I would say that it's probably training. We try and keep costs low as much as we can. So, and this may not be a good thing, but we do a bare minimum sales training program, some group exercise to try and promote camaraderie in our team, and hope that shows out in the field and leads to greater performance. But really, all the investments that we have today isn't just training.
Okay, I mean, that's phenomenal. So let's just sort of go over everything that you've said to me up to this point. Do you think that having a newer, more organized, and more automated system as opposed to having one system where people have to manually enter data could help increase visibility and drive sales growth through higher productivity, especially across all the cities where you offer your service? Is that correct?
Yes.
So you're trying to expand.
Absolutely.
So that's another aspect that's important in the growth factor.
Definitely. I think it would increase visibility and help with not only expanding but be successful when we do expand and meet the scope of the new workload that we will have. That's why I'm glad you're here, because I don't know exactly how to go about doing that, and if I do go through with this, what the process of changing our systems would look like. But to answer your question, it would definitely help to have one system to see everything.
So this might sound a little crazy, but I think I could help you increase your client base by roughly 10% over an 18-month period. This would come from not losing any more clients due to confusion and by increasing the amount of accounts that you'll gain by saving the time that is currently being lost. Would you be interested in learning more about Salesforce and what we have to offer?
Absolutely. I'd love to hear more about what you could do.
Okay, awesome. Is there anything else you might want to talk about, any other problems that y'all might be having?
No, I think you really hit home with on the time that we've lost and what the effect of that is. I'd also like to hear more about the sales reports and how to go about doing that.
Okay, definitely. I will go through all of that with you. First, I want to go over what I have to make sure I have everything correct. So like we said, the inside-outside tracking, it's not efficient. And like you said, the breakdown in communication that you're having with the overlapping of clients and data, like you said. There's problems with the sales reports, with the sales managers, and I think we could increase your revenue by 10%. We talked about sales team productivity, and then you also lost a bunch of clients, which you lost about $1 million in a year. So I think that this demonstration will definitely give you an idea of how we can help you with these issues.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
Do you mind if I move to your side of the table?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. Alrighty. So as you were saying, customer tracking and lost data, if you click right there,
Okay.
so go ahead and insert any customer name that you have. Okay, perfect. And then you can click continue. And so right here is all of that information in one area, and the outside salespeople can input it so they don't have to come back to input it. And the sales manager can see all of this. And it's the same for the inside sales team. They can also use the system and set it by hand because maybe they think it's more efficient. Another tab over here, which I think you'll be really interested in, is the sales reports. So this shows every single one of your outside sales and inside, and their goals and quotas that can be tracked. So I know your sales manager has been disconnected and has had problems with that. It's the only system with built-in order management, which is incredible. Actual sales with their quotas. Over here you can see your customer data and manage your entire process in this one place, inside and outside. It's like back office basically. So kind of while you're going through this, I'd love to talk to you about what the costs might be without updating your system. And I'd like to do this with a visual aid that I've prepared, so I'm going to pull that up. And so you can really see how this might affect you. So you've had this $48 million in revenue, but we're talking about a total loss of about $1 million per year.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so let me explain. So the cost of Salesforce is $85 a month per person and an installation fee of $18,000. So with 25 salespeople, the cost would be about $2,125 a month, or about $25,500 a year.
That's a ton for a computer system, yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds a lot, but it really wouldn't be, because it's worth the expense if you could potentially save $1 million a year. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, that's a good point. Would be a good investment for us.
So I'm extremely confident that we can increase DOG's revenue while reducing productivity loss. One of my recent clients, Corporate Cleaning, was facing a lot of the same difficulties that you guys are, and after converting to Salesforce, they experienced rapid improvement. In the first 18 months of implementation, Corporate Cleaning increased their new leads by 200% and new accounts by 40% and product orders by 30%. This was very encouraging for them to see, especially since both inside and outside sales were saving nearly 18 to 30 hours per week due to increased efficiency. What do you think having 18 to 30 hours back in your week would look like?
Wow, I don't know. With that much time, I could probably be able to get all my work done at work. So that'd be a lot less stressful for me.
Yeah, so with all of these things we've discussed, do you feel like we've addressed some of your concerns that you have about how you're doing business right now?
Absolutely, I really do think that this could help us. I'm gonna have to talk it over with my team, make sure that this is the correct route that we want to take.
Okay, great. Well, I'd love to follow up with you so that we can help start alleviating some of those points that we talked about. Do you have any availability next week, say Friday?
I think I can do 10 a.m. next Friday.
Okay, great. And then also, is there anyone else that you think might find it beneficial to accompany us, to accompany you along to the next meeting, maybe the accounts payable?
Yeah, I think Sandra, our finance director, will probably want to be a part of this final decision since she is in charge of the budget.
Sounds good. I look forward to seeing you next Friday, but feel free to email me if you have any questions.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Good to see you.